Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today I'd like to share with you the new collection from Craftstash, and these are the stitched and pierced nesties. These are brought to you by Creative Dies Plus, and if you look closely, each of the edges is different. So we have a stitched edge and a pierced edge, and they alternate throughout the die sets in every one. There are 13 different die sets in this collection, so you'll also get, apart from the ones that you can see, you'll get hearts and stars and tags and bunting, and each scalloped set has a plain set that goes with it. These are the 4 sets that I have to work with, and over the next few videos I'm going to show you some ways in which you can make these dies work for you. So in this video I'm going to be working with the scallop squares. So these are just some of the ideas that I've come up with. Now I've used the squares and I've created frames, and I've just added them to some patterned paper, put some pearls in the corner, and that's just a really easy, simple look to achieve. Now with this one I've used a stamp set that I have and a die of a teacup, and I've just created some mats and layers and added these to my card, and then I've just freehand drawn around the edge just to pick out the stitching. So for this card now we're going to make a shaker card. So to make this card I've created a base card, and I'm going to keep the fold at the top. Now with the largest die, and I'm going to count the dies from the smallest outwards, so number 1 will be the smallest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With die number 7, I've created a mat that is going to sit on my card. And then with dies number 4 and 5, I've created a frame that is also going to sit on the card. Then with some white card I've used the stitching just to mark off the layer, and I've embossed that layer, and that will sit on my card. So this is the base now that I'm going to work with. So with the framework I've cut myself a piece of acetate that just sits inside the frame. I've glued it to my frame, and then I've put a double layer of foam pads around the edge, and this is going to be the front to my shaker element. And then what I can do with these is glue these two together, and then they're ready to layer onto the card, but not just yet. I just glue them in place. Now for the back of my shaker element I've cut myself some spotty pink card, and that's going to sit along there. But what I need to do is fill this element with some sequins and some glitter. So I've added some sequins into the mix, and I'm just going to fill it now with a little bit of glitter. And then what I shall do is very carefully peel off the backing. Now you need to be careful because you could end up flirting your sequins all over the place. So I'm just going to pull this backing off. Now you need to make sure that there are no gaps in your foam, because you don't want the sequins to spill out through the gaps. And to make sure that the card sticks, I'm just going to put some extra glue onto that foam tape, and then I can add my backing along there. So that's my shaker element completed. Now with the Apple Blossom Fairground birthday die, I've cut this 3 times, and this just says happy birthday. And what I'm going to do is glue all these together, and I've shaded one of the pieces with some Distress inks, and that's the layer that's going to sit on top. Now because I'm layering these together, it gives a nice sturdy base with the happy birthday written on it. So now let's assemble the card. I've got these 2 layers glued together, and I'm going to wrap this with some ribbon. And I'm going to use a hot glue gun just to hold this in place. So with the ribbon glued in place, I can add some foam tape to the back, and that will also hold the ribbon in place. And then I'm going to add this to my base card. Keep the ribbon towards the bottom. Now I'm also going to put some foam tape on the back of the shaker element. And then I'm going to add this to my card at an angle. So that will sit along there. And then with some glue I'm going to just fasten the birthday sentiment along there, and then we'll tie a bow and I'll add that to the bottom of the shaker part. So there's the shaker element now completed on the card. The sentiment's in place and I've added the bow, and I've just put a little dazzler on the top of it. So I've used the pierced and stitched nesting squares and the Fairground Happy Birthday die from Apple Blossom, and there's my card. So here we have some ideas on how to use the squares from the Stitched and Pierced Nesties collection that's available at Craftstash. So I do hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give it the thumbs up, and why not subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a video. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.